Hey y'all, I'm back again with another makeup tutorial. To those of you that's new here, my name is MJ. To my returning subscribers, what's up y'all? What's good? I got my girl Shatia here and I wanted to do a bright look on her. This was just like a little random spur of the moment studio session, so I decided to do something fun to match her personality. I have been trying my best to be more consistent on YouTube, but I'm in the process of transitioning to a new job, so I'm getting into the swing of that. But once I fully get my schedule situated, I'm going to be dropping more and more and more. It's really going to be giving back to back like the Drake song. So without further ado, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, ding, 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 so you know when I drop. Let's get into it. Oh, by the way, y'all, I just dropped a Natural Glam ebook, so make sure y'all go on Etsy and y'all buy my book. Like, this is for beginners or intermediate or experts, whoever wants to learn more about makeup. You can learn all that there is to know in my ebook, and I really do love it, y'all. I put a lot of time and effort into that, so I'm going to link it below. It's available on Etsy. As soon as you purchase, you can download it and you can just keep it for the rest of your days. The book is really that girl. I love it, y'all, so I hope y'all love it too. But anyway, let's get back into it. Let's talk about these brows. I'm going in with the Ultra Slim Brow Pencil by Maybelline in the shade Deep Brunette. And I'm just going to outline the shape of her brow. I'm going to do the same thing on both eyes. And once the brow is completely filled in, I'm going to go in with some concealer and clean it up. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm using the shade Tan to clean up her brows. And once I have it completely cleaned up, I'm going to go in, I'm going to pat that concealer into her lid so it can set into place. I'm going to let y'all know in advance that this playlist that I filmed for this tutorial is everything. Like, from the transitions to all the songs, like, I love this playlist. It's such a vibe, and I feel like it complements the video well. So if you watching this and you get the urge to shake that, get up and shake it, y'all, because this look really made me want to shake it too. And I'm watching it back and I'm like, damn, the look and the playlist is fire. So yeah, keep watching. I felt like doing a pop of pink on her, so I'm going to use my Louise Secret Center palette, and I'm just going to build up these shades until I get that perfect pink glam princess Barbie vibe that I'm looking for. This really took a lot of blending. I felt like my arm was going to fall off once I was done, but when I was done blending everything, I definitely loved how this turned out. So just stay tuned and watch. Like, these colors melt perfectly together. This is one of my favorite palettes. I had this palette for a long time and I use it often. I really don't get a chance to do like pink looks. I'm always like doing natural glam. So when I do have an eyeshadow look, I'm going to grab for this palette and like maybe like two others, but this is definitely like, this is my main thing. I'm from Philly, so I say like this is my main joint. This is what this palette is for me. So yeah, just watch and see how I get it on fleek.
While your titties and you sucking on my dick with ice. time, but you fighting too long. Had you been looking for some, oh Lord. Thought we on me, I keep running back for so long. You know I be that right slow, let me like bro. Baby, I slow, turn your light slow. Oh baby, oh, who you gon' let me know? No, 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 no. You gon' make me feel like the heat, babe. You coming by me like you don't even talk that easy. Bringing heat, babe. See how you sleep, everyone on this earth. Sleep, ooh. Everyone on this earth. Trying to make this make sense. Saying me. Let's just make it. Oh, let me take it. Just say it. Laying and shaking. Let's just make it. Yeah. Oh, don't ask what you do that. You got me feel up on me, don't gas. Ain't even sitting silent to me, it's true fast. You know I be that right slow, let me like bro. Baby, I slow, turn your lights low. Oh, baby.
Once the eyeshadow was done, I'm just going in with some eyelashes. Like I told y'all last video, these lashes is by me, so stay tuned. I love how these lashes, they just look so pretty on her. And they really woke her up. We normally always go with like a smaller lash, but I wanted to give her a little razzle dazzle, and boom, she liked it, I liked it, we liked it. Moving on to the face, I'm going to go in with my Embryolisse moisturizer. This is a staple in my kit. I use this on all of my clients. I always talk about how moisturizing is key, no matter if your skin is dry, your skin is oily, you have combination skin. We all need moisture. So this is always my first step. I go in with that, and I follow up with some primer. She had combination skin, so I'm going to use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and I'm going to put this in her T-zones, and I'm going to buff it out. I'm going to be using Nars Foundation on her. She has some acne scarring on her face. I wanted to be sure that I apply enough foundation on her face to cover this up. I don't want these scars to start to show through her makeup throughout the day. So I'm applying it in layers, and this will give me like a more full coverage glam. And while I'm applying other layers, the makeup kind of gets to set in, and all I have to do is just blend it out, and it's going to look beautiful. I'm going to bronze her up first before I start to highlight her face, just because I like to have a better shape before I start the highlight, just so I know how much concealer I need to apply and how far I need to drag it out. So once I have it placed everywhere, I'm just going to go and I'm going to blend it in.
Tell me what you say now. Tell me what you said. You said that you would come again. You said that we would remain friends, but you know that I do not depend on nothing or no one. So why would you show up so uninvited? Just change my mind like.
Go in with my Kevyn Aucoin concealer. Yes, I am now officially a Kevyn Aucoin girl. I do plan to get almost every other shade in his concealer, because I can't believe that I've been working all this time without something so amazing. I love it so much, and it just puts that oomph on the full coverage glam that I'm giving her. And I like to let that sit for a little bit because it is so thick and creamy. I don't want it to be like super wet when I blend it out and then their face just looks a mess. So I let this sit, and I'm going to start to buff it out with my Real Technique setting brush, and then I'm going to follow up with the sponge just to make sure that everything is melting into the face.
Everybody's like he's no item. Please don't like him. He don't wife him. He one item. I never listen, no. I should have figured though. All that shit you was spitting so unoriginal. But it was you, so I was with it. Then to tell you the truth, wish we never did it. Cause I usually do, stick to the business. But you came out the blue, and then you just flipped it. Goddamn baby, my mind's blown. Be forgetting you live in a different time zone. Think I know what this is, just the time's wrong. Yeah, I know what you did, but baby, I'm grown. And my love is patient and kind of shit. This is where we could build, do different types of shit. You was really the realest, wouldn't be fighting you. I think your pride is just in the way.
I go back and forth between that Real Technique setting brush and a damp sponge just to make sure that everything is super duper blended out. I don't want any harsh lines on her face, and I feel like following up with that damp sponge gives the face a more airbrush flawless finish. So that's what I'm going to be doing, working back and forth, making sure that everything is blended into each other.
Here in the first place, and I was kind of embarrassed. How do I say it to you without looking like
guilty? Like dick.
Hey. Trips that you plan for the next whole week. Bands too long for me. So cheap, being flex OD and sex OD. You got it, girl, you got it. Hey. You got it, girl, you got it. Yeah. Pretty little.
Do y'all see that? Look at that. Ooh! Butter. Rihanna voice. Look at that face. That Real Technique setting brush and that damp sponge, dynamic duo, Batman and Robin. I really love how these two work well together, and look at that finish on the face. I'm going in with my cream blush. I love cream blush. This is from e.l.f. and the shade is Bora Bora, and I'm going to apply that directly to the apples of her cheeks, and I'm going to blend it in, and it's so pretty. I feel like this adds the finishing touch to the look, because blush is always the first thing to fade on our face, and I feel like when you put that cream blush on, then you top it off with the powder brush, yes, the blush gonna last all night. And I love that hack for me. I love that for me. I'm going to set her under eye area with some translucent powder. I'm just going to leave a little bit behind so she can bake. Then I'm going to set her whole entire face with Maybelline Fit Me powders. If you guys do not have these in your kit, you are missing out. This is the best $5 powder that I have used. And I have used Fenty powders. I done used the Sephora Micro Finish powder. I use a couple powders in my day, and I'm always going to grab from Maybelline. It's just something about it. That finish is unmatched. Please add this to your kit. I make sure that I apply a nice layer of that foundation powder because I want her face to be dry before I go in and define anything else. The reason that I do this is because when you're working on a wet base and you just keep applying products and you're constantly moving brushes around, you will eventually start to create streaks on the face, and sometimes it's kind of hard to diffuse those streaks and blend them out, and the makeup starts to become messy when you have the powders on top, and I don't want that. And after that's done, I'm going to go in with the bronzer from Raine, and this shade is in Charming Chai, and I'm going to apply that everywhere where I put that cream contour, and this will wake her face back up, bring some color back to it since we added all of these powders. These are one of my favorite bronzers. I love them a lot, and look at that. Everything is just coming together so nicely. I love it. I'm going to use that same shade, Charming Chai, to do her nose contour. I'm using the angle brush. I don't remember where I got this from. I had it for a very long time, but this is usually one of my go-to brushes when I do my nose contours. Her nose is pretty small already, so I didn't have to do too much snatching. I don't like to give the girls Michael Jackson because sometimes that could be a little overwhelming for people. And yeah, I like to just, kind of keep it natural, snatch it a little bit, but not like skinny, not like, I don't want that. I'm going to go in with those eyeshadows again, and I'm just going to apply that right under her eye, and this will just give the look a further pop, give it a little bit more drama, because the eyes are definitely given, and when people see her, I want them to be like drawn into her eyes, like, damn girl. And this last step, it did that for me. How you did that? You got face on and love with a watch. How you did that? You hear some skeletons in your closet. How you did that? I'm going to go in and dust off that excess powder that we had baking under her eye, and I'm just using that same Real Technique setting brush to dust this away. And the face really is starting to come together. We was having some juicy conversation, and this was a really great studio session. I really do appreciate every time she comes. It's always good vibes. I'm using the eyeshadow for her blush. This is from the Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette. I'm using that pink and orange shade, and this is usually one of my go-to eyeshadow palettes to use for blush. I learned this lifting technique on Instagram from a makeup artist, and I feel like this makes the face like a little bit more structured, and it brings more definition to the cheekbones when they smile. And I'm going to go and dust off that excess powder with that foundation brush again, and it doesn't have any excess powder on it. Whatever is there is just there, and I'm just dusting that away, and boom! What happened? Make sure you book MJ Makeup Artistry for your next glam, and that's period. Thank you for watching.